Welcome to Brightly Storytime. I'm Miss Linda, and today we're going to read one of my favorite classic books. It's about a boy's adventures in the city on a very snowy day. It's called The Snowy Day by Ezra Jack Keats. One winter morning, Peter woke up and looked out the window. Snow had fallen during the night. It covered everything as far as he could see. After breakfast, he put on his snowsuit and ran outside. The snow was piled up very high along the street to make a path for walking. Crunch, crunch, crunch. His feet sank into the snow. He walked with his toes pointing out, like this. He walked with his toes pointing in, like that. Then he dragged his feet slowly to make tracks. And he found something sticking out of the snow that made a new track. It was a stick. A stick that was just right for smacking a snow-covered tree. Down fell the snow, plop, on top of Peter's head. He thought it would be fun to join the big boys in their snowball fight. But he knew he wasn't old enough. Not yet. So he made a smiling snowman, and he made angels. He pretended he was a mountain climber. He climbed up a great big tall heaping mountain of snow. And slid all the way down. He picked up a handful of snow, and another, and still another. He packed it round and firm, and put the snowball in his pocket for tomorrow. Then he went into his warm house. He told his mother all about his adventures while she took off his wet socks. And he thought and thought and thought about them. Before he got into bed, he looked in his pocket. His pocket was empty. The snowball wasn't there. He felt very sad. While he slept, he dreamed that the sun had melted all the snow away. But when he woke up, his dream was gone. The snow was still everywhere. New snow was falling. After breakfast, he called to his friend from across the hall, and they went out together into the deep, deep snow. I can't wait for the next snowstorm so I can go outside and play. Maybe we'll even get a snow day. Welcome to Brightly Storytime. I'm Miss Linda. At readbrightly.com, you can sign up to get reading tips, book recommendations, and videos like these delivered to your email inbox. Today, we're going to read a story about an owl experiencing snow for the very first time. It's called Little Owl Snow by Divya Srinivasan. A chill cut through the forest. Little Owl fluffed his feathers. Something is happening, he thought. Green leaves turned orange, gold, and brown, and then began to fall. Geese flew off to warmer places, navigating by starlight and honking all the way. Dry fallen leaves rustled and crackled as animals scurried preparing for the cold. Bear was eating all day and into the night. "Winter's almost here," Little Owl said. "Isn't it exciting?" "Winter's too cold," Bear shuddered. "I'm staying in." "Bear sleeps through all the fun," Raccoon whispered. "You'll see." Bats disappeared into a cave. Caterpillars closed up their cocoons. "Goodbye," Hedgehog called. "See you in spring." And he wiggled into his warm winter home. Little Owl thought he saw a moth. But it was only a leaf in the wind. The forest felt so empty now. The friends were making fog when it happened. Snow. Soon, the forest was blanketed in snow, its crystals glinting in the light. Tracks began to appear. Not everyone was hidden away. Little Owl hopped atop the frozen pond, watching fish swimming underneath. How strange and wonderful it all was. But one night, Little Owl started to miss Hedgehog. "Mama," Little Owl asked, "how much longer till spring?" "Snow is like a special secret not everyone can know," Mama said. "Are you ready for it to melt away so soon?" The forest was very quiet. Little Owl could hear the smallest sounds. Tap, tap. An icicle dripped onto a patch of slush. Mama told Little Owl he would see fireflies again. He would see Hedgehog too, soon enough. Right now, though, it was time to enjoy the snow. What's your favorite part of winter? Just like Little Owl, I love seeing it snow. Take time to enjoy it since spring will be here before you know it. Welcome to Brightly Storytime. I'm Miss Linda. Today we're going to read a story about owls. It's called Hoot and Peep by Lita Judge. Peep was finally old enough to join her big brother, Hoot, on the rooftops. "It's the perfect night to teach Peeps all my owly wisdom," thought Hoot. Peep thought it was the perfect night to sing about the magic of the moonbeams. "Shweep," she peeped. "No, no, no. It goes like this, Peeps. First, we are owls. We say, hoo. Second, we always say, hoo. Lastly, we only say, hoo." There. He was done imparting all his owly wisdom. "Shweepity-peep! Listen to me, Peeps. I'm older. I know more. We owls simply say, hoo, hoo, bong, shweepity-peep-coo, ding-dong-bong. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Hoo means hello, goodbye, good morning, and good night. Hoo is the only way to say everything. Hoot forgot. owls never shout. Peep had nothing to say and just flew away. The problem with Peep, thought Hoot, is she won't listen to my owly wisdom. The problem with Hoot, thought Peep, is he doesn't believe in singing about the mystery of things. Peep believed in whispering to an ancient wind. Shweep, dingity-dong, shweep, dingity-dong. And singing with the slip-slap of waves against stone. Slippity-slap, slippity-slap. Hoot knew he was right. That is, until he started missing Peep's songs. Without Peep to listen, there didn't seem to be a point in saying who anymore. Dingity-dong, slippity-slap, slippity-slap. Then, Hoot heard Peep's sweet voice drifting on the wind. The sound was like magic. Shweepity-ding, shweepity-dong. Hoot realized he had made a big mistake. Little sisters have their own owly wisdom. Can you teach me your song, Peeps? Dingity-dong. Soon, the night wind rang with songs of joy and love and magic things. Slippity-slap, shweepity-coo. Hoot and Peep sang together, but each in their very own owly way. Dingity-dong, bong. And that, they thought, was why it was a perfect night. I never knew owls could make sounds like that.
Hi everyone. Today's flip along is The Mitten, a Ukrainian folk tale, adapted and illustrated by Jan Brett. Once there was a boy named Nicky who wanted his new mittens made from wool as white as snow. At first, his grandmother Baba did not want to knit white mittens. "If you drop one in the snow," she warned, "you'll never find it." But Nicky wanted snow-white mittens, and finally Baba made them. After she finished, she said, "When you come home, first I will look to see if you are safe and sound, but then I will look to see if you still have your snow-white mittens." So off Nicky went, and it wasn't long until one of his new mittens dropped in the snow and was left behind. A mole, tired from tunneling along, discovered the mitten and burrowed inside. It was cozy and warm and just the right size, so he decided to stay. A snowshoe rabbit came hopping by. He stopped for a moment to admire his winter coat. It was then that he saw the mitten, and he wiggled in feet first. The mole didn't think there was room for both of them, but when he saw the rabbit's big kickers, he moved over. Next, a hedgehog came snuffling along. Having spent the day looking under wet leaves for things to eat, he decided to move into the mitten and warm himself. The mole and the rabbit were bumped and jostled, but not being ones to argue with someone covered with prickles, they made room. As soon as the hedgehog disappeared into the mitten, a big owl, attracted by the commotion, swooped down. When he decided to move in also, the mole, the rabbit, and the hedgehog grumbled. But when they saw the owl's glinty talons, they quickly let him in. Up through the snow appeared a badger. He eyed the mitten and began to climb in. The mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, and the owl were not pleased. There was no room left. But when they saw his diggers, they gave him the thumb. It started snowing, but the animals were snug in the mitten. A waft of warm steam rose in the air, and a fox trotting by stopped to investigate. Just the sight of the cozy mitten made him feel drowsy. The fox poked his muzzle in. When the mole, the rabbit, the hedgehog, the owl, and the badger saw his shiny teeth, they gave the fox lots of room. A great bear lumbered by. He spied the mitten all plumped up. Not being one to be left out in the cold, he began to nose his way in. The animals were packed in as tightly as could be. But what animal would argue with a bear? The mitten swelled and stretched. It was pulled and bulged to many times its size. But Baba's good knitting held fast. Along came a meadow mouse, no bigger than an acorn. She wriggled into the one space left and made herself comfortable on top of the great bear's nose. The bear, tickled by the mouse's whiskers, gave an enormous sneeze. Achoo! The force of the sneeze shot the mitten up into the sky and scattered the animals in all directions. On his way home, Nicky saw a white shape in the distance. It was the lost mitten silhouetted against the blue sky. As he ran to catch his snow-white mitten, he saw Baba's face in the window. First she looked to see if he was safe and sound, and then she saw that he still had his new mittens. Thanks for reading along with us. Come back next time for another story. Hi everyone. Today's flip along is Natasha Wing's The Night Before the Snow Day. Art by Amy Wummer. "'Twas the night before a school day, and all across town a big storm began piling snow on the ground. My snowsuit was hung in the mudroom with care. I got out a wool hat and mittens, a waterproof pair. What if this is a blizzard? There's a pretty good chance. So I crossed all my fingers and did a snow dance. And just to make sure, beyond any doubt, I wore my pajamas turned inside out. That night I nestled all snug in my bed, while visions of snowball fights danced in my head. My mom woke me up way too early the next morning. She said school was canceled due to a severe weather warning. When I looked outside, I let out a cheer. My wish came true. A snow day was here. After sleeping in late, Mom made me pancakes in the shape of snowmen and lacy snowflakes. We played a board game by the crackling fire until the storm stopped, leaving snow piled even higher. I helped Dad with the driveway. We shoveled and scooped. When we got to the end, we were both super pooped. "Brrr," said my dad. "I'm going inside." Not me. It was time to take my sled for a ride. I went with my friends to the neighborhood hill. We raced to the bottom, and Jeb took a spill. Up and down we went, over and over again. We made a train with our sleds. Look, there are 10. Then we built a big fort. Jeb yelled, "Snowball fight!" Within a matter of seconds, snowballs crisscrossed in flight. Soon my fingers and toes were tingling and freezing, so I headed on home, sniffling and sneezing. I hurried inside and drank a cup of cocoa. I told Mom and Dad, "I love playing in the snow." Don't get me wrong, I like school, I do. But a special day off is so much fun, too. That night on the street, there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. The plow, how it rumbled! Its blade, oh, so wide! It cleared off the street, making banks on each side. "You know what that means," Mom said as she tucked me in tight. "It's back to school tomorrow." No, not if it keeps on snowing tonight. Thanks for reading along with us. Come back next time for another story. Hi, everyone. Today's flip along is Max and Marla by Alexandra Boyger. Max and Marla are best friends. They are Olympians. Real life, honest to goodness, cross your heart, Winter Olympics Olympians. Wait, you don't believe me? Just watch. Preparation is key, and these two are very good at preparing. "Ready, Marla?" asked Max. "Here we come." I told you, they are true Olympians. Ready, set, go! "We are not going anywhere, Marla." Oh boy, our Olympians face technical difficulties. "We must tend to this immediately." True Olympians never give up. Marla and Max get to it right away. Taking care of your equipment takes time, and it is very important, as is teamwork. "Marla, could you hand me the wax, please?" "Marla?" Tomorrow will be a new day. Today, the team has added a number of improvements to their routine. The equipment double check. Max. Okay? Max. Okay. Marla. Thumbs up. Here we come again. Just look at them. They are fearless, prepared for the unexpected. True Olympians never give up. Marla, we must take a sick day, says Max. Taking care of yourself is important. Probably most important of all. The two athletes are fully recovered. Look, Marla, says Max. This time we are going to prepare for absolutely everything. Any wind today? No. Perfect weather conditions. Preparation really is the key. Obstacles are turned into victories. Max and Marla are true Olympians. Thanks for reading along with us. Come back next time for another story.
Hi, everyone. This week's Flip Along is Baby Penguins Everywhere by Melissa Guillon. Once there was a penguin who was all alone. She enjoyed the peace and quiet of the sea and ice. Yet some days she felt lonely. One day she saw something floating in the water. A hat. And from that hat popped a little penguin. And another. The penguin was happy for the company. But then came another, and another, and another, and another. There were baby penguins everywhere. Now the penguin wasn't lonely anymore. She was very, very busy. And more than a bit tired. Happy as she was, she needed something. Just a minute to herself. Because we all need some time to be alone, though being together is a lot more fun. Thanks for reading along with us. Come back next week for another story.